Hi there. This is Marilyn, and today I'm going to share how to do the Word of the Day practice because it's a very, very good technique. So, the disclaimer before I start is that it's really too simple, and you're going to be like, why am I even watching this? But stay with me. So, what you do is you take a piece of paper and you put a circle in the middle of the page, and then you draw 4 or 5 circles around them, and you attach that to the main circle with a line. And what I like to do is put an arrow at the end of that line that points from the outer circle on my page to the center circle, because that sort of gets my mind focused in a different way. Then I set a timer for 2 minutes and I think of a word. Now, if I don't have a word, I have a couple of ways of finding a word very quickly. A word that you can always use is gratitude. Now, gratitude is actually one of my least favorite words because it implies a supplicatory relationship with a higher deity, like, oh, thank you. But what's good about gratitude is on a neurobiological level that the word gratitude gives you the feeling that you're saying thank you for something that has already happened. And that's very useful, of course, as we all know, because one of the best ways to get what you want is to pretend that you already have it. So it's a little sideline here. So that's always a good fallback. I like to think of a word. And so what I do is I just take a breath. And in other parts of this, I talk about the self-hug. I find the self-hug a portable toolbox all by itself. So I will do a self-hug, and I will close my eyes, and I will say, look in the mirror, or just think of myself, I love you, Marilyn, and we'll always be together, and we'll always be safe. And then I always need to say something like, God makes a way where there is no way. And that's just me, and you don't need the G word, but it works for me because it calms me down. It works for me. What is it? The whole thing of what we're doing here is finding self-trust. We're accepting. I'm accepting that I'm a person that needs to use the God word. Okay, so I'm very cool with that. So then once I do that, a word will come in. So what came in for me now, for example, was daisy. Daisy is a seemingly innocuous word, and it's not very creative because, as you can see, I'm looking at some daisies. So the requirement for originality, not here. We're looking for the first word that comes into your mind. Once you have that word, you write it in the center of your page. Then you set your timer for 2 minutes. And you don't rush to come up with as many words as you can. This is not a brainstorming session in your office. This is a creativity technique. And so what you do is you take a breath. Sound is really good. If you feel stiff, do one of these. And sometime around now, a word will appear up here. So my next word was contemplative. My next word that I'm going to draw in the circle is contemplative. Then I'm going to keep going because now I'm imagining myself on a beach, holding a daisy, meditating. I know that's not very original, but that's what I got. So then I'm going to put beach, then I'm going to put meditate. Okay, then I'm going to think about my day. What do I have to do next in the next 10 minutes, or what's my first task? And I'm going to imagine myself successfully, if not meditating, being contemplative and planning what I'm going to do next. So the word that I might write next would be planning. And then my final word might be something like what I have to do. So it might be travel, theater tickets, whatever I'm up to. And then usually the timer goes off around now. Now, if I don't have time, I'm out of there. But if I do have time, I'm going to pick the word that appeals to me and make a second word cluster. In this case, I'm going to use planning. So I'm going to take another circle that I've made. I'm going to put the word planning in, set my timer for 2 minutes, and now I'm going to be a little more specific because I'm aware that I'm using this as an actual physical tool. I'm not using this now to generate creativity. I'm using this now for another reason, which is to plan my day. So I'm going to quickly put, meeting at 10, phone call, gym, dance, call sister, call cousin, whatever, and my timer is going to go off. And I'm going to just feel better at that point. And then I'm going to do what I do is I number the things that I've put on my cluster. This is not, not linear time management, but, I always say that you never have to make a list of what's important to you. But sometimes you do have to organize what you're going to do in what order. And so I'll take another 15 or 30 seconds, and then I'm done. And now I'm going to go off, and I've done several things. I have committed to doing this practice, so I have affirmed my self-trust. I have gotten a part of me, which something will come up later about one of these words that I got that will be important in my creative work, because it always happens. And then the third part is I've actually done a bit of time management in a very fun, quick, and linear way. So this is a very concise and useful practice. The whole thing takes about 5 to 7 minutes. and this is what we're sharing. And if you like this, please, I have a book coming out. We do free webinars, and I hope to see you in the next video. Okay,